Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Monday, 13th of January 2025. This day is famous for the celebration of Shaka Purinama or Pausha Purinama. Falls on this day, 13th January 2025, and is followed by the colorful festival of Dilori. This merging of festival is rooted in the spiritual significance and the celebration of people's happiness. From the history point of view, in 1849, the bloody battle of Chilianwala was fought at Chilianwala, now in Pakistan, between the British and the Sikh armies on January 13, 1849, during the Second Anglo-Sikh War. Now, starting the newspaper with the world news, including Amazon founder Jeff Bezos sees no threat from the Musk's ties with Trump in the space race. Trump's former advisor Steve Bannon calls Elon Musk a racist and truly ill. California government news source criticizes President-elect Donald Trump over disinformation about Los Angeles wildfire. Trump and VP Vice President-elect Vance discuss pardons for the United States Capitol rioters. UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov removed from Alaska Airlines flight in the Las Vegas. France's Mayotte hit by the floods and mudslides as second storm strikes. Now briefly with the Hindu newspaper, including Los Angeles fire, 24 dead as a fire crews try to contain Los Angeles blazes before winds return this week. A car drives past homes and vehicles destroyed by the Palisades fire at the Pacific Palisades Mobile Estates on Sunday, January 12, 2025 in the Los Angeles. Firefighters scrambled to make further progress against wildfires that have killed at least 24 people in the Los Angeles area as forecasters again warned of dangerous weather with the return of the strong wind this week. Firefighters scrambled on Sunday, January 12, 2025 to make further progress against wildfires that have destroyed thousands of homes and killed 24 people in the Los Angeles area as forecasters again warned of dangerous weather with the return of the strong winds this week. At least 16 people were missing, and authorities said that the number was expected to rise. The National Weather Service is issued red flag warnings for service fire conditions through the Wednesday, with the sustained winds of 50 mph, 80 kph, and gusts in the mountains reaching 70 mph and 113 kph. The most dangerous day will be Tuesday, January 14, 2025, said Weather Service meteorologist Rich Thompson. Similarly, Iran, European powers to hold nuclear talks ahead of Trump return. This photo is released on Tuesday, November 5, 2019 by the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran shows the centrifuge machines in the Natanz uranium enrichment facility in the central Iran. They are the second round of talks over the Iran's nuclear program in less than 2 months following a discreet meeting held in Geneva, Switzerland in the November month between the Tehran and the three European powers. Iran is set to hold nuclear talks with France, Britain, and Germany on Monday, January 13, 2025, just a week before United States President-elect Donald Trump takes office. They are the second round of talks over the Iran's nuclear program in less than 2 months following a discreet meeting held in Geneva, Switzerland in the November between Tehran and the three European powers known as the E3. These are not negotiations. The German Foreign Ministry told the AFP Iran has a similar emphasized that talks are merely consultations. Now going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that University Grants Commission UGC draft rules on vice chancellor appointments aimed at usurping a state's rights, says Sukhbir. Senior Shiromani Akali Dal Saath leader Sukhbir Singh Badal Senior Shiromani Akali Dal's leader Sukhbir Singh Badal said on Sunday that the University Grants Commission (UGC) drafted the regulations on appointments of vice chancellors were against the spirit of the federalism and were aimed at usurping the rights of the states and handing them over the center. Seeking immediate withdrawal of the draft regulation, Sukhbir said it seems that states, who are the main stakeholders, have not been consulted while framing the regulations. Instead of giving increased autonomy to the states, the center has chosen to take away control of the universities and invest in it with the University Grants Commission, whose members are appointed by it as a center. He pointed out that according to the draft regulation, the power to appoint vice VCs has been handed over to the governors, who are selected from a list submitted by a three-member committee of the Chancellor, UGC, and the apex management body of the university concerned. Light snowfall likely at a higher reach on January 16 met in the Jammu and Kashmir state. Minimum temperatures rose marginally across the Kashmir due to the overnight cold cover, but remained below the freezing point, officials said on Sunday. A man and a woman walk on the snow-covered rice fields at a Gund, some 70 kilometers from Srinagar, on Sunday. Mahakumbh, curtain rises on the world's biggest congregation, millions to take a dip. Hindu pilgrims carrying their belongings walk over the floating pontoon bridge to go to Sangam. The 45-day Mahakumbh Mela 2025, the greatest gathering on earth, will take off on Monday, that is today, on the occasion of the Paush Purnima, wherein the 1.5 crore or 15 million devotees are expected to take a holy dip on the banks of the Sangam, the confluence of the Ganga, the Yamuna, and the mythical Saraswati under the tight security. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, lifts to computers, 4 of 10 government tenders can't apply with the Make in India rules. Department says sometimes it makes more economic sense. Mandate does not create supply responses, officials. Many departments have also underlined that some foreign brands as specified in their tenders have manufacturing operations in India. Targeted interventions in labor-intensive sectors (MSMEs) needed to take growth to the next level, CII President Sanjeev Puri. As far as agriculture is concerned, it will always remain important. It's about 45 or 46% of the workforce, CII President Sanjeev Puri. Banks likely to face earnings pressure in the Q3 on muted loan growth, higher credit costs. Some of the lenders may see some worsening of asset quality driven by a rise in the slippages in the agriculture sector and unsecured loans, including credit cards. The systematic growth rate for financial year 2025 is expected to hover around 11 to 12%. Now, going to the science and tech, we have how Elon Musk's interview with the German AfD leader scares with EU laws. A platform X has been under investigation under the DSA since 2023. Elon Musk expected hosting of Alice Weidel, leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany AfD party, for discussion on his X platform on Thursday, was being watched by the European Commission. Elon Musk is expected hosting of Alice Weidel, leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany AfD party, for discussion on his X platform on Thursday, was being watched by the European Commission to check for any spreading of misinformation before next month's German election. The European Union's Digital Service Act (DSA) is intended to address illegal content such as the hate speech and intentional manipulation to influence elections. X has been under investigation under the DSA since 2023 over the suspected dissemination of illegal content and effectiveness of its measures to combat information manipulation. Companies look to localize data storage, telecom, tech firms capitalize on policy changes to localize hardware and software, with the cloud, photonics, and digibox leading the charge. From the data centers to telecom equipment, Indian firms are capitalizing on key policy developments to indigenize the Indian tech stack. From both a hardware and software point of view, the main movers are emerging from the markets that sell to large businesses. One firm, Cloud Photonics, recently established by veterans of the transceiver industry, has quickly started selling the project to telecom firms as networks look to move away from the foreign, specifically Chinese-made components. Meanwhile, at least one firm, Digibox, is offering cloud storage and enterprise backup locally in India, anticipating demand from the firms seeking to preemptively comply with the localization requirements in the wake of the laws like the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Declining fertility levels push up Kerala's maternal mortality rate, except during the 2020 to 2021, when the Kerala lost many mothers to COVID. The state has consistently maintained a firm grip over the maternal mortality. The state, which used to have an average of 5 to 5.5 lakh live births annually, has now hit an all-time low of 3,93,231 births. It had led the demographic transition in the south, attaining replacement level fertility rate of 2.1 as early as 1987 to 88. Kerala's maternal mortality ratio, currently the lowest in the country at 19 per 1 lakh live births, is now climbing steadily, much to the consternation of the health department, and the reasons for the increase may be beyond the control of officials. Except during 2020 to 2021, when Kerala lost many mothers to COVID, state had consistently maintained a firm grip over the maternal mortality. Ironically, the state's MMR is showing a spike now, not because more mothers are dying in Kerala, but because there are fewer childbirths than ever in the state. State, which used to have an average of 5 to 5.5 lakh births annually, has now hit an all-time low of 3,93,231 births, according to the latest data of the state's Department of the Economics and Statistics. The full Vital Statistics Report (VSR) 2023 is expected to publish by the end of the month. The Health Department puts live births in the state between 3.4 lakh and 3.9 lakh currently. A worrying trend. Kerala's MMR is beginning to climb now because of fewer childbirths than ever in the state. From 2001-3 up to 2018 and 20. At last, there's a famous personality of India, that is Rabindranath Tagore, anglicized as Rabindranath Tagore. It is actually Rabindranath Tagore. Birth anniversary 7 May 1861 up to 7 August 1941. Was an Indian polymath who worked as a poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and a painter of the Bengali Renaissance. He reshaped Bengali literature and music as well as the Indian art with the contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th century. Author of the profoundly sensitive, fresh and beautiful poetry of Gitanjali in 1913, Tagore became the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in any category, and also the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in literature. Tagore's poetic songs were vivid as a spiritual and mercurial, while his elegant prose and magical poetry were widely popular in the Indian subcontinent. He was a fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society, referred to as the Bird of the Bengal. Tagore was known by the sobriquets Gurudev, Kobi Guru, and Biswa Kobi. Tagore modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic structures. His novels, stories, songs, dance, dramas, and essays spoke to the topics political and personal. Gitanjali song offerings Gora, fair-faced, and Garibari, the home and the world, are his best known works, and his worst short stories and novels are acclaimed or panned for their lyricism, colloquialism, naturalism, and unnatural contemplation. His compositions were chosen by the two nations as the national anthems. India's Janaganamana and Bangladesh's Amar Son Har Bangla. The Sri Lankan national anthem was also inspired by his work. His song is Banglar Mati Banglar Jol has been adopted as the state anthem of the West Bengal. Mr. Rabindranath Tagore, he says a very famous quotation. He says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. Okay, thank you.